Hello YouTube, it's me, it's Michael B. Thank you so much for checking out today's video, and in today's video, we got a lot of cool news to share with you. First up, someone's actually found an Arcade1Up prototype in the wild. This is one of those cabs that was leaked a long time ago. We all expected it to be one of the upcoming announcements. It never came out, but one was officially made, and now it's in somebody's hands. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. On top of that, we have an update on Costco and Stern Pinball. So we know that in the home arcade space, they've been selling Arcade1Up. They've been selling Stern Pinball. Well, we've got an update specifically for people in Canada. And then last but not least, you want a deal on a multicade for an unbelievable price. The iconic arcade, not one I talk about all that much, is now at a record low price, and I have to say, no joke, now may be the time to grab the iconic arcade. So that's right, guys, I got a lot of fun news to share with you tonight. Arcade1Up prototype in the wild, all kinds of other stuff. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe. Click the bell for notification. All that YouTube jazz. So let's start out by talking about the iconic arcade. Now, you're probably saying, I've never heard of this before. This is because this was an arcade, seemed to be exclusively offered here in Canada through GameStop.ca. I think they have it in European countries now. Basically, it's its own design. It's a little bar top powered by Raspberry Pi, modular design where you can take things out. It's got like a Legends gamer. Anyways, I've seen them in person in store. I've talked about it a little bit. I've never really been intrigued to pick it up at the $5.99 price point, but now it's gone on sale for so low. I'm telling people, if you want a multicade in your house, Iconic Arcade may be the way to go. So I actually had one of my really good friends reach out to me the other day, and he's like, I know you're the guy to talk to when it comes to these arcade things. Have you ever heard of the Iconic Arcade? And I was about to give him my spiel of, well, you know, you're not getting a super quality product there. Like, I have some issues with the build quality. I mean, the wood is very thin, doesn't have a light up marquee, all that kinds of stuff. But then he told me what the price was, and he said, it's now on sale for $2.99. I'll make it bigger so you guys can see and P-dubs won't be mad. So their whole line of products currently on sale at GameStop. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious this line never blew up like they were hoping it would. But there are 3 products in the line. We, of course, have a stool that was originally $49.99. I think it was more expensive. You can now go pick up a home arcade stool for $24.99. Keep that in mind with Arcade1Up's prices of $100 here in Canada for a stool. That's not a bad deal. I might actually grab one just for the ironicness of it. And then also you've got the control panel, the same one that actually fits in the arcade itself. So if you just want an arcade control panel to hook up to a Raspberry Pi, hook up to your TV or whatever, $100 you can get that. The buttons are okay. It's, you know, got kind of a weird design, but, you know, $100. And then we get to the main event, and that is the iconic arcade itself. So like I've said, I've seen this in person. I do think it's kind of weird. But that was when it was priced at $599. But a multicade for $299, that's, you know, pretty friggin' serviceable. I mean, you've got 6 buttons on each side, 2 joysticks. It's a small screen. I think it's like a 24-inch screen or a 21-inch screen. I have to go down and see if they've got the details here. Read more. We need to know the screen size. 21-inch. Yep, 21-inch. IPS display, so that's not bad. Tabletop and console, so I don't know if you saw in the video, you can actually remove it and have it just as a tabletop arcade if you don't want the full, full setup. It is really short too, so keep that in mind when thinking about buying it. Powered by Raspberry Pi, the only home arcade right now on the market that is actually powered by Raspberry Pi. Class D digital speakers, 4 USB, stereo audio jack. Doesn't really say much about the controls, but yeah, so there's the iconic arcade. Where I stand on it, this thing is ugly as sin. And obviously, it's missing some of those key components like the light-up marquee. It doesn't really have that iconic arcade shape, but it does at least look a little bit better than a lot of the swan neck designs we've seen. It's got a weird fit in the middle where it pops out for the bar top to sit on top of the stand, but I like the modular nature. I like how you can take the control panel out and just use that. I like how you can change it into a bar top. It's a transforming arcade, and really at the end of the day, guys, I don't know if you can build an arcade, like a home arcade, for $299, especially not with everything that's included with this. So if you're in Canada, head on over to GameStop. If you want to jump into the world of multicades, this is one with a Raspberry Pi. You can put whatever the hell you want on it. And I mean, at that price point, it's hard to say it's a loss. So Iconic Arcade, $299. I never thought we'd be here, but Michael B is advocating for people to go pick up the Iconic Arcade. So for anybody that tuned into my Chillin' Chat Monday night, one of the things I talked about that I was really happy about was recently here in Canada, an Arcade1Up XL Golden Tee Midway Classics cab did show up at a brand new Costco that's opening, I think, in Brantford, Ontario. And we did get a price point, $7.99, so it works out with the conversion. It's actually a pretty fair price, works out to the same $5.99 it was in the US, but we were actually going to get the Golden Tee XL here in Canada. I couldn't be more happier. One of the things that really concerned me about Arcade1Up is I love the XL line. That's what I want to collect going forward. But it seemed to be locked behind this, barrier where it was only going to be sold through Costco, and it seemed like it was only going to be available in the US. So I was really excited to see this pop up. But a lot of people asked, well, what about, the Pac-Man Galaga pub table, Miss Pac-Man Galaga pub table? And a lot of people asked about, are we going to get the Jurassic Park home Stern Pinball as well? And I said, that one's more of a long shot. Turns out, it really wasn't. So this popped up both in the Arcade1Up Canadian fan page and the Central Ontario Pinball and Arcade Buy and Sell page that I'm part of today. The Jurassic Park Home Edition has in fact made it to the new store in Brantford, Ontario. It's going to be opening up, I think it's this Thursday, so tomorrow for you people. And not only did they have the Golden Tee Midway XL, which you can see in the background there, set up to display for people to play, but you can see this gentleman checking out in Canada the Jurassic Park Stern Home Edition, which is going to be available, it looks like, at least at this Costco and hopefully other Costcos across Canada, and it's going to have a price tag of $6,999. So if you do the conversion on the $4,999 they were offering for in the US, conversion works out exactly, so it's not like they're gouging you or anything. You can go pick up the Jurassic Park Home Edition pin through Costco in Canada for $7,000. Now, much like with the Golden Tee Midway XL, this is not currently available on their website. I can't see it anywhere, so it looks like right now it's store only and only at a new store opening up. I haven't had any reports of these showing up in any other Costcos yet, but I'll take this as a good sign that finally some of these US exclusives we're going to be able to get here in Canada through Costco. So if you've had your eye on this home pin and wanted the slight, $1,000 off that Costco is offering, now's your opportunity. But realistically, me personally, I think the home pins are okay. But I mean, if you're already going to spend $7,000, why not save up the extra $2 and get a Pro? You're probably going to like that whole lot more, a lot bigger LCD, and a lot more solid parts. Now, last but not least today, I gotta talk about our buddy Carlos Pineda here in the official Arcade1Up fan page. Posted a picture of a cab that he just worked out a deal to buy, and it's not your average cab. Now, you're looking at this and saying, big deal, he's picking up a modded cab. This is, in fact, not a modded cab. Carlos is the lucky recipient of an Arcade1Up Prototype cab. That's right. This is the real deal prototype cab somehow found in the wild. Now, if you listen to Carlos's story, it's wild. What actually happened is he was working on a sale with a guy for a Killer Instinct Arcade1Up cab, and the guy just mentioned to him, he was like, hey, if you want that one, do you want this one too? And lo and behold, it was the Arcade1Up Track and Field Prototype cab. So Carlos did share a couple images that were sent with him, including some video of gameplay. So here's the cab. This looks, I think we saw this in the prototype pictures that John D leaked a while ago, or at least we saw prototype pictures a little while back. So there's the front of the cab. Screen looks really weird on this, but it could just be the angle. There is the track and field cab in the vehicle, showing it that it's on its way. Moving forward, there's another picture of the track and field cab just in the guy's storage unit. You can see the Mortal Kombat cab there in the background as well. It's actually on an NBA Jam riser there now, so not the official riser. Carlos told some kind of story like the guy couldn't find the riser or had to get another one, so we'll try to get a follow-up on that one. But here, most importantly, you can take a look. That is officially an Arcade1Up marquee. You can tell it. It looks actually really good. The lighting looks good. And you're going to get a little bit of gameplay here on the screen of track and field. Here you can see the guy going, move, move, move. He's not going to win. It looked like he was going to win. Who knows? I wonder how these buttons actually work on this cabinet. That was one of the big concerns because of how much beating it was. But yeah, we'll have to see how this works out long term for Carlos. Anyways, really friggin' exciting. Not just a leak of a prototype, but a prototype cab actually in the wild. Now, a lot of people were asking questions like, what's the games list? I don't know if there is a games list on this where it's a prototype. It might just be track and field, but John Diamonin, I always say his name wrong, John D, did chime in and gave some insight into the cab about what happened. Unfortunately, it was a prototype. Never saw the light of day, but the idea was this was going to be the Konami Super Sports cab that was going to release just before the Olympics, and there was going to be 14 games included, including Track and Field, Hyper Sports, Konami 88, Double Dribble, Blades of Steel. I don't know how that would have worked because, I mean, you look at the control panel and they're not there, so there obviously would have had to be some changes. Bottom of the ninth, Super Basketball, Premier Soccer, Konami's Ping Pong, the main event wrestling game, Final Round, Rack 'em Up, Roller Games, and Yi Ear Kung Fu. 14 sport games on this big Konami cab. So for those wondering what the games list would have been, there it is. So, I mean, this is the first time we've really seen a prototype show up in the wild that wasn't something leaked out of an Arcade1Up trailer or pictures from an Arcade1Up employee. Apparently, this is an ex-employee who just had it, sold it to Carlos, and now it's out there. It's out in the ether. I can tell you, I have heard rumors there's other prototype cabs out in the wild. In the Seattle area, there might even be a Star Wars XL somewhere, so keep your eyes open on, these buy and sale posts and see if you can find it, because whoever gets that one, that's the real gem right there. Anyways, super interesting stuff. First time we've seen a prototype show up like this. Hopefully we see more in the future. And what would be even cooler, hey Arcade1Up, make some new cabs. Thanks for finally coming to Canada again, but make some new cabs. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of the news today? I mean, I can't believe I'm here telling you guys now is the time to go pick up a iconic arcade. But honestly, man, $300 Canadian, $200 US if you can find one. A multicade that's completely put together for you, modular like that. I mean, ridiculous. Go pick up an iconic arcade if you're just looking to add a multicade to your collection. Then, of course, we've got the great news about Costco. Not only is the Arcade1Up Golden Tee Midway XL there, if you guys are interested in picking up the Jurassic Park Stern Home Edition pin, it's available also at Costco Canada. We'll keep our eyes on that and see if that's going to be all the stores or maybe only select stores. So more information will come. You guys keep searching. Then, of course, the prototype. That's just cool shit. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.